Chosen ones, listen closely, for the atmospheric grid has just reached its breaking point. It's almost here. January 15th is not just another date on a calendar for the masses to ignore. It is a divine trigger. This moment is designed to intervene when reality has stayed stagnant for too long. It is not arriving to comfort you, and it certainly isn't here to whisper sweet lies. It is here to violently redirect everything that has been drifting aimlessly in your life. You've already felt the tremors, haven't you? Your daily routine suddenly feels like a foreign language. Conversations with certain people are carrying a weight that lingers in your spirit for hours. And time itself has become distorted, accelerating, then dragging, then stopping entirely. None of this is accidental. This lunar event was never intended to inspire you. It was engineered to interrupt you. It is here to shatter repeating cycles and force 5 unavoidable changes into your timeline. What begins right now is building at a lethal speed, and by tomorrow night, it will reach a crescendo that demands an absolute response from your soul. You did not find this transmission by chance. You were led here before the impact for a specific reason. But before I reveal the 5 changes that will reshape your next 9 years, you must claim your alignment. Like this video right now to signal to the great architect that you are awake and ready for the shift. In the comments below, I want you to type the code 555 trigger to anchor your energetic signature to these 5 changes. Type 555 trigger to declare, I am no longer drifting. I am being redirected by divine will. Subscribe to the Holy Days, for in the next 48 hours, this channel will be your only radar through the storm. The clock is ticking. The cycles are breaking. The redirection is non-negotiable. The trigger has been pulled. Your transformation starts now. Put down your phone, turn off the television, and give me your undivided attention right now. Because what is occurring on this January 15th is not just another date on the calendar, it is not a random coincidence in this vast cosmic dance. While the masses are moving through these next few hours in a state of spiritual slumber, lost in the repetitive, dead routines of the old world, a rare and profound celestial event is unfolding directly above you. More importantly, it is reaching deep into your sacred energetic field. The moon today is not merely a sliver of light in the sky, it is acting as a divine conductor, striking a frequency specifically designed to rearrange the very fabric of your reality. This is a moment of monumental redirection. And what has been stagnant and frozen for months is now being forcibly moved by a celestial hand. What was hidden in the shadows of your daily life is being brought into the blinding light of divine awareness. The old emotional cycles that have kept you bound are dissolving to make way for a profound spiritual upgrade. By the end of this sacred 24-hour window, 5 specific areas of your existence are set to undergo a structural shift. This is the divine audit you have been waiting for. This energy is not here to entertain or decorate your day. It is here to move, to shift, and to bring life where there has been only silence. In this high-frequency window, small choices carry the weight of destiny. A single honest intention set right now can ripple forward and shatter years of karmic stagnation. Before we reveal the 5 specific areas that are shifting, you must signal your presence to the great architect. Like this video right now to send a shockwave of positive energy into the collective consciousness. Subscribe to the Holy Days and turn on the bell, because these urgent spiritual updates are your only map through this shifting timeline. Type the number 109 in the comments below right now. Typing 115 confirms to your spirit guides that you are awake, you are aware, and you are ready for the profound activation that this January 15th portal is bringing. Do it now. The energy is building. This lunar event is initiating a profound energetic realignment, manifesting as subtle movements you may recognize quietly, almost peripherally at first. The very texture of time seems to warp. Some hours feel unexpectedly dense and challenging, while others float by with surprising buoyancy, suggesting an unannounced shift in your internal rhythmic structure. This fluctuation is neither chaotic nor incorrect. Instead, it is a definitive marker, a nervous system signal indicating that your deepest internal architecture is actively recalibrating to the elevated vibrational frequency currently washing over the planet. You might become acutely aware of physical paradoxes, a long-held tension in one part of your body suddenly dissolving, while another previously neutral area tightens momentarily. Thoughts that were once fleeting now hold your attention with surprising persistence. The emotional landscape becomes dramatically volatile. A spontaneous burst of laughter may pivot instantly to unexpected tears, or you may find yourself compulsively analyzing minor details from mundane interactions. Every surge or ebb you feel is an essential component of a biological and energetic cleansing process, shedding layers that no longer serve your evolving self. Accessory physical symptoms, such as fleeting, high-pitched ringing in the ears or sudden waves of thermal energy washing over the head, are common. These are not malfunctions requiring correction. They function as markers of successful energetic activation. Your subtle inner system is fine-tuning itself to harmonics that make even the most ordinary, routine moments feel intensely vibrant, sharply detailed, and profoundly present. Emotions may now cycle with a speed and intensity that seems disproportionate to external events. Excitement, creeping doubt, pure joy, or a sudden, unexplained wave of unease arrive with a force that feels amplified. Trust this process. Every emotion that surfaces is authentic and vital. Every instinctual pause, moment of hesitation, or sudden rush of inspiration acts as irrefutable evidence that deep internal structural shifts are underway, and crucially, that your field of conscious awareness is rapidly expanding to accommodate them. Even your physical form signals these shifts in simple, undeniable ways. Sleep architecture may subtly change. You might need less sleep or experience more vivid, meaningful dreaming. Appetite can alter its usual demands. Simple actions, a deliberate stretch, a moment of standing still, or a focused movement feel less like routine and more like deliberate physical adjustments your body is quietly making to the powerful energy currents weaving through it. You may observe that simple, administrative tasks require more mental bandwidth to complete, or that moments previously dismissed as insignificant now carry unexpected gravity. Things you executed automatically now explicitly invite your focused attention. This indicates that your perceptual framework is aligning precisely with the energy necessary for forward motion. By simply observing these moments without the imposition of judgment or critique, you effectively grant the process full permission to work its magic. What feels like an unusual internal state right now is fundamentally part of a massive organic flow designed to release obsolete energetic weights and permit the emergence of authentically fresh experiences. Even the smallest moments of silence, the quietest bursts of fresh awareness, are profoundly significant. This specific moon event is not intended to introduce struggle. It is a gentle, supportive activation designed to usher forward movement in practical ways that will ripple outward, touching every aspect of your daily life. Paying conscious. Steady attention to these immediate signs allows you to step into these unfolding changes with grace and ease, ensuring that new, vital possibilities arrive naturally and without resistance. Now, the current lunar configuration ushers in a powerful moment that unlocks parts of your emotional and psychic architecture that have been intentionally quieted or even dormant for an extended period. Aspects of self you may have systematically repressed, tucked away into the subconscious, or consciously ignored, are now beginning to rise to the surface, demanding direct acknowledgement. This surfacing is not a prompt for self-recrimination, blame, or guilt. It is purely an opportunity for honest, unflinching recognition. Your inner world holds essential narrative stories of survival, coping mechanisms, and unfulfilled desires that desperately require the illumination of conscious light. Tonight, these elements rise organically, following the natural law of energetic release. Long-standing fears, persistent worries, and deeply encoded unresolved patterns may manifest with heightened clarity. Some may feel overwhelmingly heavy, while others seem confusingly contradictory, but recognize that all of them belong to a coherent, larger psychological picture. They represent integral pieces of your personal history, finally ready for your sustained attention so they can be processed and move completely through your system. The psychoanalyst Carl Jung famously referred to these as components of the shadow self, the exiled aspects of your personality that exist hidden alongside the polished persona you present to the external world. These are not adversaries to be vanquished, they are highly specific psychological guides. You may instinctively feel intense resistance to this surfacing. Your immediate impulse might be to forcefully push these feelings away, or to engage in denial, pretending these parts are not truly present. However, the combined force of the moon's energy and this energetic shift gateway gently but firmly encourages you to not stare intensely, but look softly and kindly. The practice of naming what surfaces, identifying the emotion or the pattern, noticing precisely where that energy resides within your physical body, or even vocalizing it aloud in a private, safe space, is an incredibly effective tool for releasing accumulated tension. Patterns deeply etched from the past may subtly replay in your current interactions, perhaps a recurrence of a familiar type of argument, a habitual moment of self-doubt, or a characteristic moment of hesitation before action. These are not errors or mistakes. They are diagnostic markers provided by your system. Observing them with detached neutrality and without self-judgment allows a profound, clarifying insight to bloom. You are not fundamentally flawed or broken. These are robust signals of evolutionary growth, patiently awaiting your focused awareness. Older traumas or uncomfortable emotional residues may reveal themselves in deceptively simple ways. Perhaps you notice an immediate defensive avoidance of a specific conversational topic, or a tendency for small, trivial irritations to escalate into a sudden, disproportionate flare of temper. These instances are not energetic setbacks. They function as accurate reflections of specific areas within your energetic field that are fully prepared to evolve beyond their current limitations. Every minor, conscious acknowledgement you make incrementally chips away at the old, entrenched psychological resistance. As the moon's influence lingers, a unique opportunity presents itself to engage in honest self-communion. Deliberate journaling, a quiet, contemplative walk, or simply sitting patiently with an uncomfortable thought until its energetic grip naturally softens can effect enormous positive change. The necessary process is subtle in its execution, but overwhelmingly powerful in its result. It asks only for sustained, gentle attention and radical self-honesty. By allowing these fragmented pieces to finally move through your awareness, you fundamentally create the expansive inner volume necessary for lighter, more supportive energetic patterns to take their place. What once felt like a crushing weight on your spirit now begins to feel manageable, adaptable, and integrated. The moon portal opening tonight acts as a definitive doorway to facing your innermost truths with absolute composure. And when you choose to walk through it, clarity, release, and profound integration arrive as a natural, inevitable consequence. Tonight, this powerful moment initiates a fundamental, deep reset that methodically works its way from your core inner being outward into your manifested reality. It is not characterized by hurried force or overwhelming chaos. Rather, it is a process of stabilization and grounding. The moon stands as a silent, powerful sentinel, gently reminding us that profound change rarely arrives accompanied by loud fanfare or external drama. Sometimes, the most meaningful transformation manifests as a crystal-clear inner turning point where disparate elements finally lock into their rightful alignment. What is unfolding now is less about frantic fixing of perceived faults and significantly more focused on deep, sustainable renewal. Ancient, dense inner weight is spontaneously dropping away, even if the comprehensive nature of this release is not yet fully visible to your conscious mind. Many individuals undergoing this transition report the sensation of simply waking up with a spontaneously lighter, less burdened emotional outlook, a clearer mental focus, and a quiet, inherent confidence that was neither planned nor forced into existence. This particular quality of change is designed to be permanent and self-sustaining. Parts of your inner system, ancient energetic centers that perhaps felt dormant or disconnected, are now seamlessly integrating and synchronizing once again. Ancient spiritual doctrines and teachings often reference these inner centers, like the chakras or subtle energy points, as the crucial loci where awareness, equilibrium, and personal power reside. When these systems begin to align fluidly, external life inherently feels smoother and more effortless. Decisions flow with greater ease. Self-doubt noticeably loosens its historical crippling grip. You develop an unshakable trust in your internal navigational system and personal direction, without any external need for approval or validation. Some individuals will observe new practical strengths emerging subtly, an enhanced ability to focus, a markedly stronger intuitive faculty, or a sharper capacity to accurately read complex situations without the typical entanglement of overthinking. These are not extravagant, esoteric powers. They are highly practical, functional tools designed to aid you in navigating the complexities of daily life with a new level of certainty and refined ease. This energetic reset also inherently grants a profound sense of permission. Permission to deliberately step away from deeply ingrained habits, commitments, or relationships that no longer resonate with the person you have become. Permission to consciously choose a different path without being burdened by historical guilt. Permission to assign superior value to your personal time and energetic boundaries in a wiser, more strategic manner. Nothing in this process is being forced. It occurs simply because the energetic and psychological foundation within you is truly ready. The concept of a spiritual rebirth is applicable here, not as a singular dramatic moment, but as a fluid, seamless handover from a completed phase to an ascending phase. You do not lose the essence of who you are. Instead, you consciously carry forward the functional, wise components of your history while deliberately releasing the obsolete, heavy residue. This is the definition of authentic, sustainable growth. Many ancient wisdom traditions also spoke of light codes not as abstract or mysterious phenomena, but as functional internal reminders, or energetic software signals that instruct the mind and physical body to work together in impeccable harmony. Again, when these internal codes activate, you may find yourself acting with surprising conviction and significantly less debilitating hesitation. You will naturally prioritize the guidance of your own internal instincts over the confusing noise and opinions of the outside world. The date of January 15th acts as an energetic echo for this comprehensive reset, allowing the entire process to stabilize and fully settle into the physical realm. The subsequent days may feel remarkably clearer, more centered, and more solidly grounded. The goal here is not to achieve an unrealistic state of perfection. It is solely about achieving profound alignment with the truth of who you currently are. Nothing presented here is meant to induce fear. This entire moment is intrinsically supportive. It acts as a powerful energetic lift rather than an additional weight. You are not being subjected to a test. You are actively being strengthened as this profound energetic cycle reaches its completion. You now stand on firmer ground than ever before. You are not fundamentally changed into an unrecognizable new identity, but rather you have returned to a highly refined version of yourself, one that feels authentic, immensely capable, and fully prepared for the next unfolding chapter. The lunar event commences like a silent, deeply personal invitation that bypasses the limitations of ordinary thought or rigorous logic. The significant energetic shift it carries immediately sweeps across areas of your life that have been patiently awaiting conscious attention and integration. Following the peak intensity of the supermoon, there is a lingering, unmistakable resonance, a hum that permeates your daily existence. This energy subtly threads its way through every interpersonal interaction, every conscious choice, and even the fundamental manner in which people navigate their mundane routines. There is no traditional warning in the sense of a dramatic announcement. There is only a growing, undeniable recognition that patterns once perceived as permanent, fixed truths are now visibly softening, shifting, and gracefully yielding to an organizing force larger than any single individual experience. The subsequent wolf moon amplifies this invisible current, effectively stretching the subtle invisible lines that energetically connect one life to another, drawing collective focus toward the essential parts of self that have been quietly primed for gentle, fuss-free evolution. This cosmic pulse is not merely theoretical or abstract. It functions as a tangible presence that consistently nudges conscious actions, and previously inert thoughts into alignment with the expansive, larger movement of planetary growth. You might observe how your conversations now sustain a different, deeper quality of connection, or how significant decisions, while feeling heavier in their implication, are paradoxically easier to commit to once acknowledged. You will also notice how your instinctual knowing and intellectual awareness begin to merge seamlessly in powerful ways that were previously inaccessible or difficult to trust. It is a nuanced activation that harmonizes your daily routines, long-held behaviors, and deepest intentions with a grander, universal rhythm. The energetic shift does not impose or demand flawless execution. It simply acts as a powerful lens, clarifying precisely what has been prepared for forward movement, pointing definitively toward the critical areas where your sustained effort, conscious attention, and quiet personal courage will generate the most tangible, measurable change. The moon's energy interacts with these layers in a highly integrated fashion, ensuring that all internal and subtle work immediately begins to ripple outward into your external environment. What is achieved in the silent inner landscape instantly begins to resonate and manifest externally. Emotional clarity that was once held internally now profoundly extends into how you manage your professional obligations. How clearly you articulate and uphold your personal boundaries, and how your life priorities spontaneously reorganize themselves into a more sensible structure. The cosmic current does not distinguish between minor or major adjustments. Even the smallest personal realization dramatically amplifies the collective energetic field, creating an accelerating momentum that extends far beyond what any single person can accurately measure. You become acutely aware of this guidance in those moments when crucial decisions feel distinctly supported or guided. Yet, simultaneously, you maintain full, complete responsibility for the final choice. There is an unmistakable direct feedback loop between your internal acknowledgement of truth and the broader external outcome. Following the intensity of the supermoon, this integrated shift brings about a noticeable acceleration in both thought processing and deliberate action. Ideas that previously stalled in a fog of uncertainty now demand immediate completion. Tasks that once felt arbitrary or optional now acquire powerful meaning and pressing relevance. It is as though the moon functions as a clarifying lens, brilliantly illuminating where your energy and effort matter the absolute most. What was once invisible, dismissed as unimportant, or relegated to background noise, now becomes fully illuminated by the cosmic rhythm, gently yet firmly pushing your life in directions that, while perhaps unexpected, feel profoundly and perfectly fitting. The overall effect is subtle to the observer, yet undeniably transformative to the participant. Daily routines begin to adjust themselves without needing laborious planning. Priorities naturally fall into a new, healthier order, and external interactions gain a noticeable depth that carries impact far beyond the immediate moment of exchange. This current period also establishes a crucial time when the subtle energetic patterns existing between individuals create pronounced, collective resonance. Individual choices now ripple exponentially into the broader shared environment. For instance, one person consciously deciding to act with deeper honesty, sustained patience, or quiet courage may unknowingly influence the entire collective field, sparking foundational shifts that are nearly imperceptible at the surface but profoundly felt by all. The moon's powerful influence combined with the current pervasive cosmic pulse, measurably magnifies these internal effects. Even the smallest, most deliberate acts of attention, a tiny moment of personal insight, or the quiet recognition of what specifically requires focus, carry an amplified, expanded presence. It is as if the ambient energy itself amplifies the sincerity of your intention, effectively translating what is strictly internal into what becomes shared, observable reality. Emotional clarity rises significantly during this phase. This clarity is neither forced nor characterized by dramatic confrontation, but manifests organically in ways that improve daily, intricate interactions. Situations that previously generated confusion, paralysis, or hesitation now present themselves with undeniable, subtle guidance, pushing inexorably toward a complete and final resolution. Patterns of behavior that were once invisible to your conscious mind now become sharply visible, and the resultant decisions, though sometimes momentarily uncomfortable to execute, usher in an immediate and palpable sense of personal empowerment that cannot be ignored or denied. People in your proximity begin to notice this shift without fully comprehending its origin. The energetic aura of someone fully aligned with this shift possesses a quality that is both intensely magnetic and utterly practical. There is a newfound ease in successfully navigating complexity, an instinctual, precise grasp of what holds the highest priority, and a growing sense that internal, energetic self-work directly and powerfully impacts how external events unfold and resolve. January 15th serves as a subtle, anchoring key within this process. The energetic quality of this specific day acts as a sort of energetic threshold, where the individualized inner work merges more deeply and functionally with the collective resonance. This timing is not about generating pressure or imposing a deadline, but rather about the peak timing of influence. Inner clarity, when consistently maintained through simple, honest choices and deliberate self-attention, extends effortlessly outward, creating visible external effects that ripple much further than you might initially anticipate. This is not mere symbolism. It represents a measurable, verifiable shift in how sincere intentions and conscious actions translate directly into meaningful results for both yourself and the collective energetic environment you inhabit. The lunar shifts also usher in a heightened, almost uncanny awareness of precise timing when managing practical affairs. Opportunities for significant advancement, due recognition, or critical resolution often present themselves in ways that feel entirely intuitive, almost bordering on the effortless. Yet this seamless access demands consistent, unwavering attention. This energetic state is characterized by flow, an ambient current, and not a brutal force. It necessitates profound presence and a sincere willingness to immediately respond to circumstances rather than defaulting to habitual knee-jerk reactions. Individuals who consciously choose to move with this current report a surprising, almost shocking, ease in navigating areas of life that were previously bogged down by complexity and frustration. Obstacles are not necessarily wiped from existence, but their restrictive influence dramatically diminishes when strategic choices are illuminated by deep, inner insight rather than merely reacting to momentary impulse. Cosmic rhythms are interwoven into the fabric of daily existence far more intricately than most people ever pause to comprehend. subtle adjustments to small habits, establishing mindful routines, and recalibrating core priorities become the clearest physical markers of this profound energy shift. The process involves delicately adjusting one's focus toward only what feels organically aligned and resonant. The deliberate choice of when to execute an action and when to observe a necessary pause, or even the careful, intentional selection of specific vocabulary during conversation, creates a quantifiable and measurable impact on immediate reality. The spiritual gravity of these choices resides not in their novelty or dramatic nature, but in their unwavering coherence with the expansive and larger current of existence. It is as if the moon's steady presence, coupled with the potent post-supermoon energy, acts as a cosmic highlighter, illuminating the direct, causative link between deeply held intention and resulting manifestation, rendering influence far more tangible than it has ever been before. Activation of this magnitude does not crash into reality all at once. It begins subtly, like a low, barely audible hum that gradually builds its strength, growing into a harmonious resonance with every single thoughtful, deliberate act. Personal shifts generate a unique, powerful energy that seamlessly blends and interlocks with broader global movements, establishing a comprehensive network of influence that extends quietly yet carries immense power. This is precisely why maintaining mindfulness, observing established patterns without the corrosive friction of judgment, and responding to life with genuine care matters now more than at any other time. Every decision, every minor choice, and every moment of internal recognition now actively contributes to a broader, accelerating current. Moon shifts carry a profound, silent weight, a gravitas that never announces itself with fanfare. It flows through moments that initially appear utterly ordinary, quietly reshaping deep intentions and guiding actions in ways that only become truly noticeable after a period of careful, retrospective reflection. The energy moves through the world differently now, gently brushing past worn-out, habitual routines and encouraging subtle, yet undeniably meaningful internal adjustments. People begin to spontaneously notice nuanced differences in how their daily interactions unfold. The surprising clarity with which significant decisions are reached, and how their internal, biological rhythms begin to align with external outcomes in a more natural, almost miraculously effortless manner. The intense post-supermoon energy significantly amplifies this effect, making the results of personal influence both more immediate and far more enduring in their effect. Interconnections between individuals, neighboring communities, and broader human experiences are dramatically highlighted by the recent lunar event. Choices that previously felt insignificant or trivial now possess the genuine capacity to influence the collective emotional vibration in profoundly significant ways. Acts rooted in genuine kindness, quiet courage, or sharp insight now carry a greater energetic presence than before, and even the most quiet, intentional efforts contribute meaningfully to a larger, complex pattern that continuously grows stronger with conscious awareness. What is cultivated in private life now has the capacity to echo outward, merging with broader societal movements in ways that are both surprising and incredibly practical. This energy shift provides immediate and crystalline clarity to areas of life that have long felt tangled, confusing, or persistently inconsistent. Patterns that maintain their hold without any logical explanation suddenly begin to make inherent sense, and actions that previously felt random and disconnected now fit perfectly into a recognizable context. This newfound clarity arrives not as guidance delivered through words or step-by-step instructions, but as subtle, elegant alignments of thought, emotional response, and impeccable timing. Even seemingly ordinary daily decisions, when undertaken with heightened awareness, measurably strengthen personal influence, clearly illustrating just how much individual focus contributes to the health and coherence of the collective experience. Each choice, regardless of how minor it appears, carries a significant weight now, demanding that attention be given to conscious intention rather than merely reactive impulse. After the wolf moon culmination, the intensity of this processing period only deepens. Emotional awareness, which may have previously been dormant or habitually muted, becomes markedly sharper, more visceral, and ultimately more tangible. Reactions that might have once seemed disproportionate are now understood to be more accurate reflections of the deep-seated emotional energy that is being actively released and transformed. People begin to act with a quiet, internal understanding of both immediate consequences and long-term possibilities, observing that decisions rooted in authentic presence unfold with unexpected ease. The focus shifts from striving for unattainable perfection or rigid control to mastering sophisticated responsiveness. The crucial question becomes how effectively can focused attention and genuine care convert into meaningful, tangible outcomes. Observing how these newly recognized patterns interact within the context of daily life reveals the immense breadth of this transformation. Tasks, established priorities, and even ingrained routines seem to adjust themselves almost automatically, without the need for intense conscious effort. This is not magic, but pure alignment. This is the mechanism by which energy flows, effortlessly connecting individual effort with the vast, broader currents of the universe. Choices that are now guided by profound insight have a multiplied, amplifying effect, shaping personal environments, complex interactions, and accelerating personal growth in ways that were entirely imperceptible before. There is a powerful, practical resonance to this shift. Life begins to feel simultaneously simpler and vastly fuller, more immediately responsive to deliberate and intentional action. January 15th acts as a specific point where these cumulative energetic effects converge. It is a day when energy derived from the moon and the lingering supermoon influence blends seamlessly with emerging new rhythms, highlighting influence that might otherwise remain too subtle to detect. People start noticing the palpable consequences of their sustained effort, their sudden insights, or their focused attention in very practical ways, ranging from opportunities that manifest naturally to everyday interactions that suddenly carry unexpected depth and significance. This is not a chaotic, dramatic change, but a highly functional, operational one, demonstrating how routine, everyday decisions connect directly to the larger currents of cosmic motion. Presence matters now more than ever before, and personal responsiveness is the determining factor in how effectively individual shifts can blend into and propel the collective movement. As people align, even through the smallest internal adjustments, their awareness of interconnection grows exponentially. Energy that may have once felt dispersed and scattered now actively gathers and consolidates, strengthening the powerful sense that personal effort is a fundamental part of an overarching, unified current. Choices made with awareness and intention shape not only the individual experience, but also the subtle movement of others, creating a collective refinement that feels profoundly organic, natural, and immediately practical. The moon, with its steady influence, highlights how daily life routines and personal interactions carry an influence that stretches far beyond immediate perception. And the recent supermoon reinforces that effect, quietly but unmistakably expanding its far-reaching influence. Daily activities that are often habitually overlooked now take on monumental new significance. Decisions regarding personal priorities, focused attention on routine tasks, and absolute clarity in interpersonal interactions now influence more than just the individual acting. The current moon shift ensures that actions rooted in conscious awareness and genuine intention seamlessly connect with larger energetic currents, and even the smallest intentional shifts now yield instantly tangible results. There is an underlying energy that now moves through people, reinforcing personal insight and amplifying influence, highlighting precisely how ordinary, fleeting moments can carry extraordinary impact when they are aligned with this natural, cosmic flow. Observing this movement reveals beautifully subtle patterns. What was previously considered minor or utterly unimportant now gains energetic weight, and energy that once seemed dormant or inactive now vigorously supports active influence. People begin to notice clearly that persistence, focused attention, and careful consideration reliably yield amplified, accelerated outcomes. Choices made with awareness resonate outward, blending with broader currents and encouraging a greater, more integrated participation in the collective transformation currently underway. There is a striking consistency to this influence, a compelling sense of forward momentum that feels grounded, immediately practical, and entirely achievable. The wolf moon intensifies sensory and emotional perception. Individuals recognize the connections between their internal emotional states and external manifesting events more vividly than ever before. Decisions now carry deeper meaning, and deliberate reflection on personal priorities translates into visible, functional influence on the collective. Energy becomes an almost visible, felt presence in everyday life, actively shaping outcomes, interactions, and bond experiences in ways that were previously too subtle to grasp. What once seemed incidental or random now carries clear purpose, demonstrating how personal, intentional action merges effortlessly with global, cosmic movement. The moon consistently reminds everyone that true influence begins internally, but inevitably manifests externally, a fundamental principle that is continually reinforced through daily interactions and critical decisions. Cosmic currents blend directly with practical, tangible application. The energy shift encourages responsive action and sharp discernment, clearly highlighting precisely where attention creates real, sustainable change. Even minor efforts to act with focused awareness ripple outward, reinforcing influence and building strong momentum so that by the close of this current cycle, influence will be undeniably apparent in fundamentally practical ways. Environments feel more responsive to internal states. Interactions carry measurable weight, and outcomes are shaped by deliberate attention rather than random, chaotic circumstance. The moon, the wolf moon, and the post-supermoon currents powerfully reinforce the direct, crucial connection between personal choice and broader energetic movement. Daily life itself becomes the primary medium for influence, clearly showing how consistent attention and intentional action translate into profoundly meaningful, enduring outcomes. Chosen ones, we have reached the final threshold of this January 15th activation, as the energy of the wolf moon and the supermoon currents begin to settle into your bones. You must realize that this was not a one-time event to be observed and forgotten. This was a divine invitation to live with a level of consciousness that most of humanity cannot yet grasp. You are no longer just a passenger in the flow of time. You have become the architect of your own reality. The great architect has shown us today that true power does not reside in massive, explosive gestures. It is found in the sacred consistency of your smallest choices. Xing, do not wait for another celestial event to act with intention. Test the depth of your intention in a single word, a single prayer, or a single moment of focus is what shatters the chains of the old world. You are the master of your frequency. When the world demands a reaction, you must offer a conscious response. This is how you stop being controlled by external noise and start leading from the internal light. As the old emotional loops and stagnant karmic patterns dissolve, they leave behind a sacred void. Do not rush to fill this space with the clutter of your past. Do not return to the people, habits, or thoughts that no longer match the true you. Fill this space with authenticity. This transformation is not a destination. It is a continuous journey. You must learn to love the process of becoming, finding comfort in the shift, and embracing change as your natural state of being. As this cycle closes, carry these 3 keys of wisdom with you. 1. The wisdom of cycles. Understand that life breathes. There is a time to sow, a time to wait, and a time to harvest. You have just completed a cycle of awakening. Now is the time for integration. 2. The resilience of the spirit. The shadows you faced and the emotional shifts you felt were not meant to break you. They were the cosmic forge, proving that you are strong enough, wise enough, and ready enough for the path ahead. 3. The power of radical gratitude. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is the most potent magnetic frequency in existence. Be grateful for the shifts, the lessons, and the space that has been cleared. This gratitude is what ensures the miracles of January 15th become your permanent reality. You are the lighthouse. You are the answer to 1,000 years of prayers. The old world has lost its grip, and the future is yours to author. To lock in this entire transformation and signal to the universe that you are walking forward in total authenticity. You must make your final declaration. Like this video to seal this transmission in the collective field of light. Subscribe to the Holy Days to stay anchored as we navigate the remaining days of this powerful year together. Type the number 999 in the comments right now. 999 represents the end of a cycle and the birth of a higher level of consciousness. By typing it, you are telling the great architect, I have heard the whisper. I accept the change. I am ready to lead. Welcome home, chosen one. The door is open. Step through it now.